here's some wide receiver losers from the NFL Combine. Keon Coleman, I think, is the biggest one, and it's really tough to kind of bullseye these bigger wide receivers who test poorly. But I really do weigh it, man. I was looking at Xavier Legette coming into this week, and he tested pretty well, actually. But when I see a guy like Keon Coleman do this, it reminds me of Treylon Burks a couple years ago. And it was major red flags for me when I saw Burks not perform at the combine because he wasn't as freaky as we thought, as compared to like 5 or 6 years ago when DK came in and we're like, holy shit, this guy's huge. And he's also a freak athlete. Coleman, not really the same thing. Hoov, I'm a little worried about him when he's getting beat in the 40-yard dash by his freak teammate Johnny Wilson, who's like the tallest wide receiver we've seen at the combine in the last 2 fucking decades. We knew the straight line speed wasn't going to be there for Coleman, but is he the next Calvin Benjamin? That's what Twitter's saying right now.
Oh man, Johnny Wilson, that guy's going to be good in the NFL. Like, as a wide receiver too. Like, if Atlanta can capitalize and grab Johnny Wilson to be that wide receiver 2 on the opposite side of Drake London, that would be a chef's kiss. That'd be sweet. But oh man, Steve's not going to be happy. Our homeboy Steve is not going to be happy you're dissing Keon Coleman, but it's justified. It's that this wide receiver class is so stacked that, like, if you're not stepping out of it, then you're just going to be like an afterthought. And like that wide receiver 4 to wide receiver 15 tier is so quick. It's so slight that you could drop off real fast. Like I remember my first mock draft, I had Keon Coleman going to like the Bengals at like 17. Yeah. There's no way he's in that tier anymore. Like, he's definitely dropped into the second round. Just based off of like positions too. Could he slide into the third? Who knows? Like, there's guys like Ricky Purcell that have really kind of stepped out. And like, would you rather like wait and draft him over a Keon Coleman? I don't know. Like, I'm not a GM, but like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so much value in this draft that you might not have to take a stab on the Keon Colemans of the draft.
And he was a guy who not that long ago, Scott, was going in the first round of Superflex rookie drafts. I think he's definitely backed into a second round pick. And my only other loser here is Javon Baker. I just don't get the hype for this guy. He's supposed to be a deep threat, but he's kind of slow, is what we learned at the combine, finishing pretty low in the 40. Your thoughts on kind of these bigger wide receivers like Baker, like Coleman, who turned up a little slow, Scott? Or does it give you pause?
It does. I mean, I think Hoov kind of hit the points with it for me, at least.
Okay.
You know, as a dynasty manager, I mean, I just think because it's such a stacked class. And I mean, the thing is like, we're all going to be wrong about some of this, and I'm fine to be wrong about it. You know, I was the same with Treylon Burks. I stayed as far away from Treylon Burks as I could. I think the Titans should have probably taken some advice from all of us, and they would still have AJ Brown. Yeah. But yeah, there's just, it'll depend on where they're going. But like, even if they fall in value in ADP because of the poor showing, they're still going to fall into a range where I'm probably like, I'm going to go for a different position right there at that spot. You know what I mean? Like, I probably won't end up with many of either of these two guys.